Commence primary ignition.
Hey there, friends, fans, and collectors. Welcome to another episode of Binary Sunset Review. Today we are taking a look at the Black Series Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi. Now this is the Deluxe Boba Fett with all the accessories and the broken blaster. Finally got him delivered to me, so better late to the party than never. Let's get going.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
Before I begin, I want to remind everyone to hit the subscribe button below. That
Get
way you'll
ready.
stay on the best and the greatest Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I make them.
Here we have the front of the packaging, and he is flanked by Jango Fett on his left and his Empire Strikes Back version of himself on the right. We've seen a couple different variations of Boba Fett across the years, and even across the Black Series, we've seen several different iterations of him. It's great that we have an ongoing collection of one of the most notorious bounty hunters in the galaxy, and one of the most fan-favorite figures throughout history. We have some Phase 4 Black Series packaging here, and it is sporting the green colors of Return of the Jedi. It all makes sense that this version of Boba Fett would get a deluxe figure. Now let's flip them on around. Before we do so, let's finish the packaging here. We have the Hasbro logo in the bottom. We have the name of the figure himself right there, Boba Fett. We have the movie he's from, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. And moving through the package, we have the image for the diorama, or the image for the side boxing art right there. And then moving on to the back, we have some nice flavor text. We have a nice big image of the figure, the profile image that's seen on the side. So he is number 6, and we've seen 6 other figures in the Return of the Jedi line to complete the side art. But let's get right to the flavor text. Boba Fett. With his customized Mandalorian armor, deadly weaponry, and silent demeanor, Boba Fett was one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy. Simple, straight, to the point, awesome. I really, really like this picture. It's a great look of him with his blaster kind of relaxed, but still at the ready. Awesome looking. Now, I do not believe this figure has a removable helmet, but we will see when we get in. I'm pretty sure that he's just going to be his helmet itself. Alright. But let's break into this bad Larry. Let's go. Here we have first impressions of Boba Fett out of the box. And I just have to say that it's so great to see a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. But just getting him out and posing him, moving him along, this really is one of the definitive best versions of Boba Fett that I've seen in recent years. I'm also really excited that this Return of the Jedi model of him also got a vintage collection release. That's the Blue Skies Boba very recently. But just off the bat, just in terms of the antenna coming down, the accessories that come with it, just the detail in the model, what a fantastic, fantastic figure. Here we have him next to the Empire Strikes Back version of his Mandalorian armor. Now this is the carbonized graphite version, but we can see there are several changes to his armor by the time we see him in Return of the Jedi. And these are very, very well made in the Black Series figure here. Some of the real changes that are very, very little, but I think are really notable are the little rangefinder that comes down perfectly. We have some changes to his belt. Some great detail that makes him look like he literally jumped right out of the screen from Return of the Jedi. The painting and detail, as always with Black Series figures, really does show. But on a figure like Boba Fett, where his Mandalorian armor is all customed, all beat up, just painted in different colors, it really, really does show. Now, one of the main changes we can see to the painting from his Episode 5 armor here is that his wrist gauntlets are now red. They're this kind of blood red that we see on his helmet. We also seem to have a change in his jetpack. Now, he still is wielding the Z6 jetpack, but it looks a lot more like Jango's. So it looks like a more repainted version of Dad's jetpack, which is pretty cool. Here we have the accessories for a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Now this is a deluxe figure, which is really exciting because it means we get tons more accessories than we would normally get. And I'm particularly excited that it happens to be a Boba Fett figure because there's a ton of fun stuff that can get packed with him. Of course, he comes with his E3 blaster, and we even come with a second E3 blaster that's chopped in half because, as we all can remember, when he tried to face off against Luke Skywalker, he got his blaster chopped in half. Now, we also get the little dart that kind of wraps Luke up here. It fits on his gauntlet with this little manacle right here, and you can wrap it up. I'm not sure how I'm going to really use this in terms of like getting the images right, because it's still just a little rope here. But really cool to have this accessory anyway. Now underneath we got some flame accessories. Now this is particularly great because we all know that the Fett Man uses his flame gauntlet like all Mandalorians do, and we get a really, really nice piece of little accessory that fits right onto his gauntlet right there and makes it look like it's belching flame pretty nicely. Now we also get some jet action for his Z6 jetpack. Now these fit directly under the little nozzles there, and this would be a great figure for that posing mandible that Hasbro sells, especially for those jet blasts and posing him while he's flying. Now I should definitely note that Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett did come with a Mandalorian pistol, so he seems to have lost his pistol in his years on Tatooine and working for Jabba, but he only carries his E3 blaster now, and his wrist gauntlets, of course. Here we have a great shot of the flame accessory that fits right onto the gauntlet right there. Now it comes out of the left gauntlet, even though all of the piping from the jetpack for the fuel goes into his right gauntlet. Now I was always under the impression that the left Mandalorian gauntlet was a blaster and a rocket launcher, and that the right one was the flamethrower, because as you can see here, the right gauntlet has all kinds of pipes and hoses that go under the armor and attach to his jetpack. But in the deluxe version of Boba right here, we got our flame attachment that sits perfectly on the left gauntlet and seems to come right out of the left gauntlet. So comment below, I could be wrong, you know, his Mandalorian armor's custom. For all I know, he's got double gauntlet flames, but there it is. It looks cool. It looks awesome, even if it might not be canonically the right arm. Doing some articulation for Return of the Jedi Boba here, and I have to say just off the bat, he is fantastically posable. Now really such an upgrade from the last couple Bobas that we've been seeing. Now starting from the feet up, he has beautifully stiff joints, so be careful when moving them around. He's got rocker ankles, so his ankles go up and down. He has swivel knees as well as knee joints. Moving on up to the thighs, he does have twisty thighs, which is a great addition to some of these posabilities. He also has legs that spread pretty wide, that bend pretty well. He has our famous Shakira hips here, which really allow him to move around and get his torso positioned in some really great angles. And moving on up to the arms, we have... losing the jetpack. Sorry, jetpack there. No. Moving on up to the arms, we can go full T with the arms, so he's got full arm articulation. He does have pauldrons on his shoulder, but as we've been seeing with some of these upgraded figures, they are kind of molded in a more malleable plastic, so they move with the arm joints as they go. They're no longer crafted to the arms themselves. And this helps incredibly with articulation in terms of how far we can get his arms up and how realistically we can make him reaching high or low. Now, they are a little bit of a softer plastic, so they do take a little bit of time to kind of stick down. So make sure that if you do have his arms up, that you are careful to keep his pauldrons back down, or else they will stay that way. Now, moving on to the head. Now, again, I'll do a close-up of this here, but one of the better advancements to this Boba model is the fact that he has a rangefinder that can come down. Now, it's such a small detail, but really adds such an amazing amount of depth to what you can style his head to look as. Now, I'll put that back up for now, but moving on to the head, we have a great rocker neck here. We have the ability to move his neck forward, too. He's got that extra joint that adds for the extra articulation for helmeted figures. And the helmet does not come off in this model. Now, he doesn't have any sculpted head underneath. I'm sure I could get it off, but that's it. That's the articulation for our Deluxe Boba. Pretty fantastic. Definitely get your hands on yours today.
Blast that subscribe button below to stay on the forefront of the best Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I make them.
All in all, I would definitely recommend this figure. This is one of the best, most definitive versions of Boba Fett I have seen in recent years. Not only does he come with some amazing accessories, but he is also just posable and ready to kind of be in an action, ready to go to action. So I love the carbonized graphite Boba. I love the archive Boba that came out a couple years ago, but they kind of were formed. They did a great job just standing around looking cool standing. This Deluxe Boba, he's got rocker ankles, he's got better hips, he's got better knees, he's got more articulation in his arms. He is really ready to pose in an action stance, and that matters so much more when I rank a figure. And this guy's got it. This guy's got the goods. Be sure to pick him up. I'll try and leave an SKU number and a DPCI code. These are gonna fly off the shelves, and these are gonna instantaneously be really great collector's items. So if you have any interest in him, definitely pick him up. Definitely be looking for him. He's going to be restocked, hopefully, with a lot of the May 4th waves that are coming out now. But also be sure to pre-order him because he's up on a lot of the retailers right now, so you can get him in your hands pretty soon. Pros have to be just a fan favorite figure, finally making his way into the 6-inch Black Series line. And just as a con, always has to be accessibility. Now, these guys, Bobas sell out really fast. This guy sold out on Hasbro Pulse pretty quickly, and I know he's going to fly off shelves. So make sure you restock this guy, Hasbro. Everybody's going to want this Boba. Thanks for watching another episode of Binary Sunset Review. I've been Mike. As always, your views and your likes are greatly appreciated. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, did you already score yourself this Boba? Are you on the lookout for him? What do you think of the rest of the Mandalorians we're getting? Because we're getting some really great figures these days. Make sure you're spending some time for yourself out there in the day because you deserve it. Have a great day out there. Stay safe, stay strong, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.